Hey guys, we have 12 minutes to get through this read before it cuts out. I'm so sorry to have to rush it like that. We have this visitor coming. Perhaps when I first saw the cards, I was thinking it must be some kind of therapist. Um, Someone's visiting a therapist to deal with the reasons why they might have wanted to block someone else's dreams or wishes. And why they may have wanted someone to leave the group of where they were. They're realizing that it was pretty much a crock of, you know, for why they did it. Why in the world would they pressure somebody who was a high producer, who worked really hard, who was like, you know, good at what they did? They shined brightly. They still did not mind blending into the background of things. There's some kind of spiritual intervention here to bring back the balance in this situation. Not too sure how or why or when that's going to happen. Um, this natural disaster or this whirlwind or this seriously just wrecking of the whole environment had something to do possibly with someone who was a Cancer, someone who was kind of fake. Well, one of the people were kind of fake. Um, Perhaps they had a lot of toxins in their body that created, dysfunction or detox. They needed to detox. Um, their way of thinking, perhaps there's like some kind of entity attachment or something that caused them to have some kind of medieval way of thinking, trying to make things really just not great. Um, but ultimately, whatever it was that they put this person through, it was actually something that created this world opening up for this person, as far as like the world is this person's oyster now. They're better prepared to deal with what's to come or what was or what is on the path. Um, Someone's coming in maybe to talk about the transition that had happened. Um, they could be also proclaiming their testimony as far as going through all of these things that have happened, maybe like some kind of spiritual dark night of the soul situation, kind of spiritual awakening, something that was a little bit elusive with that Sasquatch card. Um, but ultimately it's a wrap. This person is definitely working from a higher dimension at this time. Perhaps they had intervention from angels from higher dimensions. Perhaps they realized that they went down some kind of dark hole or black hole to a place of void, and they're just really having thoughts on this. They're thinking about it. What led them there with the footsteps? How did they have such a narrow mindset when there was so much to be able to look for and to look forward to and to expand on? But instead, they just took something and they just broke it. They just crashed it down to the ground. They just had no respect for it. They just they ruined everything, even though it's come back stronger now and it's beautiful because it's got all that character and whatnot, with the gold that's going to be running through that broken bowl. Um, and even though this person really kind of grew into themselves and they've got this beautiful foliage going on and their tails have expanded and they just walk around with so much confidence and stuff, those moments, right? They really had to reflect on those moments where they actually really needed to reach out for some kind of help. And why is it that they were trying to create the situation for this other person? It's like, why would you harm another person? Why would you want to ram their dreams into dirt? Why would you want to drain them of so much? Why would you want to have them stuck where they were? And it's like they're really having to question that about themselves. Hopefully, because of this intervention or because of whatever is going to transpire to get them to this point of focusing on what it was that what part they played in things, and what they did to this person that was a great asset, of high value. They could be coming in and wanting to ask for some grace there, with the grace card being the overall energy. Um, in my opinion, I would definitely say, yeah. I mean, if you haven't already forgiven this person, just because you know that, people are not perfect, people do suffer some kind of illnesses that they are not real understanding themselves of, that when you are involved in some kind of sick mentality or mental mentality or a breakdown of some sorts, you don't realize that you're going through those transitions and those stages of a breakdown until it's just so late that you're just like, wow, really? Like, what happened? It's kind of like when you're involved in a situation when you're dealing with a narcissist, or a dysfunctional, unhealthy relationship with someone, and it's like you're at the point where it's just like you're never happy. Any day that you wake up with this person, you just realize how unhappy you really are, until it just goes to a point where somebody just pushes it just too far, and then all the pieces of the plate just crumble out onto the floor. You've dropped the plate, you've ruined it. It's never going to be a whole plate again. The damage has been done. Now there's missing pieces that you still have to go out and look for or whatever, but just know that anything that you ever go through in life can always be repurposed and can be your testimony, as we spoke about. There is balance in this, and you will recover. You just won't be the same person, but you will recover. With that being said, thanks for being here, and make it a great rest of the day.